Hey, guess what, chickens? We don't need your eggs anymore. That's right, there's a lot of options out there for vegans who want to get some eggs, including Follow Your Heart's Vegan Egg, Just Egg from Just Foods, and Spero's Scramblit. So don't worry, chickens, we've got your butts covered. Do eggs come from chicken butts?
Alright, hit it.
So by now I hope you know eggs aren't good for you. No matter how many times someone shares a link to some keto doctor about how they can eat up to 10 eggs per day, there's actually a video of a guy saying you can eat 10 eggs a day and be healthy. Eggs are terrible for you. So setting aside the diet and the nutrition aspects of eggs, the egg industry is a mess. It's unbelievable how many hundreds of millions of male chicks are ground alive or suffocated in garbage bags because they're unused, they're unneeded. In the egg industry, they have no need for that many male chicks. Giving up eggs is easier than ever. There's Follow Your Heart's Vegan Egg, which, by the way, was better before they changed the formula and they added soy, which is really weird because I don't know why you would add one of the top 8 allergens when you didn't have them in your product to begin with. So try Follow Your Heart Vegan Egg, give that a shot. There's the Just Egg from Just Foods, which unfortunately tastes terrible and has actually made it, I think, impossible for anybody to find Just Mayo, which was their best product. So I'm hoping they can balance that out, put a little bit more effort back into the mayo industry because I'm dying here. Just Mayo is actually part of my DNA now. It's a required nutrition element for my diet. And their Just Egg isn't very good. It's not very tasty. You cook it and it tastes like a mouthful of flour or some other dough. So recently I was lucky enough to get my hands on a couple of bottles of Scramblit from Spero Foods. Now Spero is a company actually started by a friend of mine, someone I knew here. She went to Cornell University and she started a vegan cheese company, and there's a few other products. You can go to, I think, SperoFoods.com. Check it out, but this was one of the products I was anxious to try was Scramblit because the new Follow Your Heart Vegan Egg doesn't taste very good and Just Egg is terrible. Don't even try to talk me out of that. It's not very good. And yes, I can add spices. I can add spices to anything. I don't understand the reason behind that product, and it also, of course, took away my mayo. So we're gonna give Scramblit a try. I've tried the first bottle of this, and I went on record, I went online. You can check it out on Instagram. It tastes better than Just Egg, and it tastes better than the Vegan Egg from Follow Your Heart. The taste is fantastic. The color's a little bit weird, but it's also very good for you. This only has a few ingredients. Let me see here. It's made out of water and pepitas, which is pumpkin seeds, turmeric, garlic powder, and black salt. So very, very few ingredients. I'm gonna cook a little bit up for myself for breakfast. I definitely encourage you giving this a try. It's not cheap. None of these are cheap, which is unfortunate because that does sort of play into this whole idea that vegan diets are expensive. But if you can try this, give it a try. All right, so here I am at my stove top. I've got it heating up. This is an induction range, so it gets hot very fast. The instructions tell you to oil, so I'm spraying on some olive oil into this pan. Oil your nonstick pan. Obviously you don't want this to stick. Wait till it gets a little bit hot. And then just like the liquid Just Egg product, you pour it into your frying pan and cook it up. I think Follow Your Heart's Vegan Egg also has a liquid version now. I haven't tried that yet, but I want to get this Scramblit going and we'll give it a try. So I'm opening up the Scramblit and pour it out into my hot pan. Whoa, my God, that's a lot of Scramblit. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit. I was hoping to hear a little bit of a sizzle, but the instructions for cooking it include hot nonstick pan with some oil. Make sure it's good and hot before you attempt to turn it over or start to scramble it. But I'm gonna put the cover on it and then come back and see how it's doing. All right, so this has been on a very high setting on the stove top with my Scramblit and a little bit of olive oil in the nonstick pan, lidded. So right now, I think underneath that top layer of scrambled egg product. We're starting to see some cooking happening underneath, lots of bubbling. Again, this is, under the Scramblit name it says just pepitas, which means just pumpkin seeds. So they somehow took pumpkin seeds and very few ingredients and turned it into this batter that, like I said earlier, actually tastes great. So I'm going to give this a quick scramble to see how it's turning out. It's still very, of course, liquidy. Now again, this product isn't intended to necessarily mimic egg, which is why it's kind of a strange color, and may not satisfy those people who are looking for that kind of yellow scrambled egg omelet color. And the texture is a little bit, again, not trying to mimic eggs, it's different. So what this product means to me is that it's taken, again, very few healthy ingredients and turned it into something that tastes great. So if you wanted to include this in your breakfast, they say you can create an omelet out of it. Obviously this is not going to become an omelet. You could mix in some fresh cut vegetables, would be delicious. You could put it, if you want to make it unhealthy, as I would oftentimes, put in some vegan cheese. Of course, cheese and eggs always taste great. But here you get an idea of, again, not very flattering to the product, how it's cooking up right now. It looks like a foamy dough, liquidy dough, but I'm telling you, it tastes great, with no added need for black salt or any other salt or spices. I might add some pepper. I always like peppered on my eggs, on my scrambled eggs. Let that cook a little bit more. Let that get crispy on the edges, hopefully. I do want to show you. I have in my cupboard here, which I use all the time when I make tofu scrambles, this kalanamak salt. This is the famous pink salt, which they call pink, but they call black, but it's pink. And this is the stuff that even a pinch of it makes anything taste more like eggs. It's a sulfuric smell and flavor, so it really will trick your body into thinking that what you're eating is eggs. So I put a little bit of that in, just because I'm a big fan of it. And then I'm gonna let this keep cooking, and then we'll check back in just a minute. All right, so it's been a couple of minutes on a medium-high heat. Actually, I think I might turn it up one more time. I really want this to cook. I wanted to try to see if I can get it crispy this time. Cook the edges. So turn the heat up, giving it more of a stir. Here you can see again kind of what it's turning out like. Made out of pumpkin seeds, pepitas. So I'll let this cook a little more, and then I will serve it up. All right, so here it is. This is the finished Scramblit from Spero Foods. I let it cook for at least another 10 minutes, long enough to make a pot of coffee. And you can see the color's a little bit different than you might be used to. It does not affect the flavor. And of course, I couldn't let it get away with being completely healthy, so I had to melt some BioLife shredded cheddar shreds on top of this. So let's give it a try. One of the things I love about YouTube and videos is when you get to watch people eat. There's absolutely no way you can do it without it looking gross. So it smells good. So I let the bottom get a little bit crisp, which helps with the texture. It's delicious. I actually like the flavor. One of our kids loves it, which is always good when kids approve these things. To be honest, the cheese didn't add a lot. I think vegetables would be good in here. I don't know if you can see that. Sort of crispy edged egg-like product. So if you get a chance, I know they sell it online. I'll go to Scramblit and make sure I got the right. No, SperoFoods.com, SperoFoods.co. You'll find it. Anyway, type in Scramblit, check it out. Check out other reviews. I recommend it. It's healthier, tastier. It's fun to have on hand. So give it a try. And as always, comment, like, and subscribe.